Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ira Mega Agustin. Now I'm going to explain about language, dialect, and variety. So, the word language is used to refer either to a single linguistic norm or to a group of related norms. And dialect is used to refer to one of the norms. Dialect is used both for local varieties of English, for example, Yorkshire dialect, and for various types of informal, lower class, or rural speech. In the everyday use of the term, language is usually used to mean both the superordinate category and the standard variety. Commonly cited criterion is used to determine if the varieties are dialects of the same language or distinct languages is that of mutual intelligibility. If speakers can understand each other, they are speaking dialects of the same language. If they cannot, they are speaking different language. Linguistics claim that the defining factor in determining whether two varieties are considered distinct language. Dialect of the same language is socio-political identity, not linguistic similarity or difference. One of the defining characteristics mentioned above about the distinction between dialect and language has to do with standardization. Standardization refers to the process by which a language has been codified in some way. That process usually involves of development, such things as grammars, spelling books, dictionary, and possibly a literature. Well, that's all I can say, and the next material will be explained by Indah Nur Maulida.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Indah Nur Maulida. So the next material is the standardization process. In order for a standard form to develop, a norm must be accepted. The standard and language change. Standardization is also an ongoing matter except for that language like Latin that is not change and develop. Standard English. Churchill, 1995, defines Standard English as the variety normally taught in school and learned by the non-native speakers. For example, in Indonesia, English is taught in school and only non-native speakers that learn it. The standard dialect hierarchy. We experience problem with regard to dialects. There is little controversy over the fact that they are either regional or social varieties widely known to be a language. Regional dialects. Regional dialects is such distinctive varieties of language based on particular area. For example, like Javanese language in Central and Eastern Java and Sundanese language in West Java. The next is dialect continua. It's a spread of language varieties spoken across some geographical area. For example, German languages and dialects of Scandinavia. And the next is dialect geography. Dialect geography is the study of spoken varieties in a language. And the next is everyone has an accent. Of course, everyone in this world has an accent. For example, Standard English is spoken in a variety of accent, like American accent or British accent. And the last is social dialects. Social dialects is a variety of language spoken by a particular group based on characteristic.
I would like to continue the discussion. The next is ethnic dialects. So-called ethnic dialects do not arise because members of particular ethnic groups are somehow destined to speak in certain ways. Like all other social dialects, ethnic dialects are learned by exposure, and anyone, regardless of their ethnic identification of race or racial categorization, might speak in ways identified as American African, Vernacular English, or Chicano English. To describe a fascinating linguistic phenomenon, the development and spread of a linguistic variety that is linked to a particular racial group without contributing to essentialist ideals about social group or making simplistic description of languages. The part of this ethnic dialects is the first is African American Vernacular, abbreviated as AAVE to region, age, and social class, and also been studied, and that does form an essential aspect of ongoing research. The first is features of AAVE. What is features of AAVE which have been researched included phonological, morphological, and syntactic characteristics. And other phonological features commonly found in variables of AAVE include airlessness and AI monophthongization. Another interesting pattern in the verbal system of AAVE is the use of, if you can contrast this in standard English, you can delete it in AAVE. Next is the development of AAVE. Sociolinguistics disagree on how AAVE relates to other varieties of English in the United States, and this is a controversy of long standing, that AAVE had no characteristics that were not found in other varieties of English, particularly non-standard varieties spoken by Americans of any color in the South. So this is sometimes called the Anglistic hypothesis of origin. Another is Latino Englishes. This section will address the development of ethnic varieties in Latino communities in various parts of the United States. The overview of research on AAVE and Latino Englishes has raised two broad issues that we will continue to deal with throughout this text. First, language varieties are often associated with particular social group and as such are used to contrast the social identities of speaker. And the second is this association are often essentialized and used to discriminate styles, registers, and genres. What is that? When you choosing a style, you can speak very formally and very informally, your choice being governed by circumstances. Ceremonial occasions almost invariably require very formal speech. Public lectures, somewhat less formal, casual conversation, quite informal, and conversation between intimates on matters of little importance. Register is another complicating factors in any study of language varieties. Generally speaking, registers are sets of language items associated with discrete occupational or social group. A register as a linguistic repertoire that is associated culture internally with particular social practices and with persons who engage in such practices. Genre, a related term is genre, which overlaps in meaning with register but is usually associated with particular linguistic features. Thus, register focuses more on the social situation and genre more on the text type.